You've raised three safes, different investors, different caps, and one of them has something called an MFN clause. Now your Series A is closing and someone asks, what does the cap table look like after they all convert? Most founders have no idea, and that MFN clause, the most favored nation clause, is the one that surprises them most. This video walks through exactly how stacked safes convert with real numbers step by step.
Before we get into the stacking mechanic, there's one thing worth covering quickly, because it changes the maths in ways that aren't obvious until it's too late. There are two versions of the YC safe. The original, used from 2013 to 2018, was a pre-money safe. The newer version, and by far the most common structure you'll encounter today, is the post-money safe, introduced in 2018. Here's the difference. Under a pre-money safe, the valuation cap was applied before counting any safe investment. The problem with stacking multiple pre-money safes is that every new note changed everyone else's maths. Nobody, not the founders, not the investors, could calculate their actual ownership until the priced round closed. Under a post-money safe, the ownership percentage is locked in at signing. The formula is simple: investment divided by cap. A $500,000 investment at a $5 million cap equals exactly 10%, fixed at the moment the note is signed, regardless of how many safes come after. The trade-off for founders is real. Post-money safes give you clarity, but every new safe you issue dilutes only you. Prior safe investors are protected. Under the pre-money structure, dilution was shared more broadly. The video from here uses post-money safes, the current standard. If you're signing a safe today, it's almost certainly post-money. For this example, each safe has a valuation cap and no discount rate. That keeps the focus on the stacking mechanic itself. Here are our three safes raised over 18 months. Note 1, $300,000 at a $4 million cap. No MFN. Note 2, $500,000 at an $8 million cap. This investor has an MFN clause, most favored nation. We'll come back to what that means. Note 3, $500,000 at a $4 million cap, issued 6 months after Note 2 at a lower cap. That lower cap on Note 3 is what triggers the MFN. When the priced round comes, each note converts at the price implied by its cap. Our Series A, $5 million raised at a $12 million pre-money valuation, 8 million shares outstanding. Series A price per share, 12 million divided by 8 million, $1.50 per share. Note 1 has a $4 million cap. 4 million divided by 8 million shares equals 50 cents per share. Note 1 converts at 50 cents. Note 3 has a $4 million cap, same as Note 1. Also converts at 50 cents per share. Note 2 has an $8 million cap. 8 million divided by 8 million shares equals $1 per share. Without the MFN clause, Note 2 converts at $1. Now let's look at what the MFN clause actually does. MFN stands for Most Favored Nation. When an investor holds an MFN clause, it means they have the right to amend their safe to match the best terms given to any future safe investor after them. This is forward-looking. The MFN investor is protecting themselves against better terms being offered to someone who comes after them. Note 2 was signed first at an $8 million cap. 6 months later, Note 3 was issued at a $4 million cap, a better deal for that investor. Note 2's MFN clause triggers. Note 2 amends its cap from 8 million down to 4 million, matching the terms of Note 3. Here's why that matters in practice. Without MFN, Note 2 converts at $1 per share. $500,000 divided by $1 equals 500,000 shares. That's 3.7% of the company post-round. With MFN triggered, Note 2 converts at 50 cents per share, the $4 million cap price. $500,000 divided by 50 cents equals 1 million shares. That's 7.2%. Same $500,000 investment. Same Series A. The MFN clause is worth 500,000 additional shares to that investor, and nearly double the ownership stake. Let's run the complete picture. Note 1, $300,000 at 50 cents per share, 600,000 shares. Note 2, $500,000, MFN triggered, converts at 50 cents, 1 million shares. Note 3, $500,000 at 50 cents, 1 million shares. Series A investors, $5 million at $1.50, 3.33 million shares. Add everything to the 8 million starting shares. Total outstanding, 13.93 million shares. Here's who owns what. Each founder, 4 million shares, 28.7%. Note 1 investor, 4.3%. Note 2, investor with MFN, 7.2%. Note 3 investor, 7.2%. Series A, 23.9%. The founders started at 50% each. After 3 safes and 1 priced round, 28.7 each. One footnote worth knowing, these numbers don't include an option pool. In practice, most Series A closings involve an option pool expansion that happens before the round. And that dilutes founders further. Model your specific scenario to get the real number. The MFN clause is a mechanism. The underlying risk that catches founders out is something else. The gap between the valuation cap on an early safe and the valuation at which the Series A closes. Here's a concrete example. A founder issues a $500,000 safe at a $2 million cap. 2 years later, they close a Series A at $20 million pre-money. The Series A investors are paying $2.50 per share. The safe investor is converting at 25 cents, 1/10 of that price. The same $500,000 note ends up with a far larger slice of the company than the founder ever visualized when they signed it. The MFN clause amplifies this problem by pulling additional investors down to the lowest cap in the stack. But the root cause is always the gap between cap and round. The lower the cap relative to your Series A valuation, the more shares convert, and the more diluted you are before the round has taken a single percentage point. The lesson? Be deliberate about the caps you set, and model the conversion across a range of future valuations before you sign.
So to recap, each safe converts independently at the price implied by its cap. MFN clauses are forward-looking. An earlier investor uses them to match better terms on a later note. And the real dilution driver isn't the clause itself, it's the gap between your cap and the valuation you eventually raise at. The full written guide is in the description, including how to model stacked safes before you're in the room with investors.